Hello everyone and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's Reviews, where I'll be covering all the latest Five Nights at Freddy's merchandise. Today we'll be taking a look at all 8 of the Funko Racers. This set includes Foxy, Chica, the Cupcake, Ennard, Freddy, Fredbear, Lolbit, and the Marionette. We're going to be taking a look at all of them one by one, so let's just go ahead and get started. Starting off, we've got Foxy, so let's go ahead and open him up. Oh, okay, so we've got these little things on the back that you're going to have to untape before you can open it. It's a little bit of a pain, but they're just trying to make sure that these things don't get stolen, which I can't blame them for. Alright, and here's Foxy. Now, one thing that I've been wondering about these guys is whether or not the wheels will spin, and I still can't tell. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing off. Is there an easier way to get this off? That should do the trick. And Foxy is free. And the wheels do, in fact, move. So that is awesome. You can move them around the table, move them around the floor. Wherever you want to move them, they can be moved. Just make sure that you don't keep them on a sloped surface or they're going to go flying. Well, maybe not flying, but they're going to fall off. So, yeah, this is Foxy. Let's just go ahead and take a look at him. He's got his nice little pirate ship. Sorry about that. So he's got a little pirate ship with wheels. I don't exactly understand. I feel like, I mean, I get that he's a pirate. He should have a pirate ship, but I don't understand why it has wheels. And I honestly think that it could have been cool if they instead gave him a plane. I don't know how they'd make that work because they all have the same wheels, but they could still make a plane with just the wheels on the front and back like a normal plane would. And then it could be a nice reference to Foxy Fighters. But that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and put Foxy off to the side over here, and we're going to take a look at Chica, but first, we're going to look at the box art because I meant to do that before. So we've got Foxy Freddy, or actually, it's Toy Freddy. I'm going to keep calling him Freddy just for simplicity, but just know that that is Toy Freddy, and I know that it's Toy Freddy. So we've got Foxy, Freddy, and the Cupcake all racing along this little yellow road here. I don't know if anyone noticed that this is a yellow road. I just did, so I don't know if I'm just late to the party. And then, of course, on the back we've got all of the characters in the set and just some information here. So not too much happening on the box, but it is still cool that they would go and create new artwork just for these toys. They're cool renders, and I am going to try to preserve at least one box so that I can take a picture of it for everyone to use. And I'm going to go ahead and start cutting out me removing this tape. Alright, I went ahead and I cut out me removing Chica from this thing as well, because I'm just going to let you know right now, it is not easy to remove these things from their packaging. They really don't want them to be stolen, and just know that when you're purchasing it, it's not going to be an easy time. But anyway, we have Toy Chica here, marked as Chica on the box, but that's fine. It's clearly Toy Chica. If you look really closely, you can see that it says "Let's Party" on her bib, so they didn't mess it up. It's not a weird combination of both Chica and Toy Chica like the plush keychain was. Plush mystery mini keychain. And she's riding in a slice of cake with 2 little candles on the back as sort of exhaust pipes, which I think is really cute and really funny. But not too much else to say about Chica. She looks pretty nice, and we're just going to go ahead and put her down and move on to the Cupcake. Now the Cupcake is a really interesting one, but we're going to get to that once I get it opened. So give me a second. One thing I haven't mentioned about these guys is that they're actually made of metal and not vinyl. Well, at least the cars are. It seems that the actual figures inside the cars are still made of metal. Or, still made of vinyl, rather. Which is interesting, but cool. So the Cupcake doesn't have too much going for him. I think it would have been cool if they'd made it a double and had the Nightmare Cupcake in this second Cupcake tray. But this is fine the way it is. It's cute that he's riding in a Cupcake tray. And yeah, not much else to say about it. It's got little exhausts on the back and headlights in the front. So it's honestly more of a car than a Cupcake tray. And I should note that my Cupcake is kind of not centered with his eyes, so obviously there are going to be a few odd errors sometimes with your figures, and you just gotta be okay with that and accept it. And I'm going to accept it with mine here. So yeah, one thing to note about the Cupcake here is that they made it to be more like the toy Cupcake, where it doesn't have the teeth and it has the blue stripes on the candle, which is kind of just what Funko does, but it's still always been Chica's Cupcake. So let's go ahead and move on to Ennard. Now Ennard is probably my favorite, and I'll get into why once I have him opened. Alright, so why is Ennard my favorite? Well, first of all, look at that cute little face. He's absolutely adorable, and I love him. But along with that, we've got the fact that his cart is the Exotic Butters basket, which is, of course, probably the greatest meme to ever come out of Five Nights at Freddy's, if you want to even call it a meme. It didn't really catch on, but that's fine. It's an inside joke within the community, and it is a hilarious one at that. So yeah, that's why I like Ennard, and I don't know. I don't know what else they could have done with him, so I really, like, they nailed it with the Exotic Butters basket. It's even got little headlights on it. And yeah, it's adorable, it's hilarious, it's impractical, and I love it. Next up, we have Freddy. Now, Freddy here, as I've said before, is actually Toy Freddy, as you can see by his red cheeks and the red stripe on his hat. And he's riding in a giant version of his microphone. And this is one of the most interesting ones to me, just because this microphone it's exactly what they would have done with the normal Freddy as well. So why do Toy Freddy instead of Freddy when, you know, Freddy's the star of the show? But, you know, we can't, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. And I'm just wondering if they have something planned, if there is going to be a Wave 2, if they'll do anything interesting and not just another microphone for the normal Freddy. But we'll just have to wait and see if that even happens. But not too much to note about Toy Freddy here himself. It's just a microphone turned into a car, no headlights or anything, and he's just driving it, and he's adorable, just like all the other guys. Next up, Fredbear, marking the first time that Funko has ever gotten Fredbear's name right. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Alright, here's Fredbear, and I just want to say that this is by far the hardest one to open so far. I don't know if any of the other ones will be harder. I feel like the marionette might take the cake on the hardest one to open, but we'll just have to wait and see. But just know that these guys really are difficult to open. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Fredbear here. He is, once again, adorable. I'm going to keep saying that. And he's got, like, just kind of a mini pizzeria for the car. Like, he just took the entire building and turned it into a car. And it's got the little render for the Five Nights at Freddy's, Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria symbol here that you've seen on other merchandise. And it's kind of plastered all over it. And yeah, not much else to say about Fredbear, but it's cool to finally see Funko realizing what this character's name is, and it's cool to just see more Fredbear merch in general. Fredbear is a really interesting character. We barely get to see anything of him, and the more we get to see of him, the better. Next up, Lolbit. Alright, now that I've seen Lolbit up close, I actually am really liking it because of these wires that she has got in the back. It makes it a lot more intricate and detailed. But she's riding in her TV with her little please stand by circle behind her, and I'm going to be calling him, her, that's weird to say. I'm going to be calling Lolbit a her because that's what was determined from the polls that I did a little bit ago on FNAF Alerts. So yeah, she looks great, she looks adorable. No headlights, but that's fine. It's still cute to have her driving in her little TV. And yeah, I like the details with the wires. It's really nice. Let's see if I can get it focused on this. Look at that. It's pretty cool. And I will be rating all of these guys at the end, so stick around for that. See which one gets my highest rating. And just so you know, I did have to pull out the scissors for Lolbit, just like I did for Fredbear, and I'm probably going to have to do it with Marionette here as well. Alright, and of course, what else would the puppet be riding in but the Jack-in-the-Box? Wait, what? Is it a Jack-in-the-Box? I mean, it has a crank here on the side, so I assume that's what it is, but I'd never really thought of the thing that the puppet came out of as a Jack-in-the-Box, but I suppose that is what it is, technically. Man, just getting some weird revelations here today. But yeah, it's a really cute little Jack-in-the-Box that the puppet is riding in. It's got this cool little swirl design on it. And he is absolutely adorable. I don't remember what the result was from my poll for the puppet. I think that it was she. So, she's really cute. And not much else to say about her. So, my final verdict. What are my ratings for each one of these guys? Well, give me a second to think about it. Alright, before I rate these guys individually, and I'm going to rate them on a scale of 1 to 8, rating my least favorite a 1 and my favorite an 8, I want to just go ahead and rate this set as a whole, in comparison to all of the other FNAF merchandise that's out there. And honestly, I'm gonna have to give this set a solid 9.5 out of 10. I love them so much. They are just so great, and they're probably the second best thing to come out of Funko right after the latest wave of Pops from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. They're really just that great. I love them. The interactivity that you get by being able to move them around on their wheels, I can see a lot of kids having fun with these things. And so I can't give them anything lower than a 9.5. But let's think about this real hard, and I'm gonna decide which one is my favorite and which one is my least favorite. Alright, I've done a lot of thinking, and my least favorite is the Cupcake. There's just not that much going on with him. The Cupcake tray is really boring, even though it does have the cute exhaust pipes and headlights. It just isn't enough for it to be interesting. All of the other cars are way more just cool to look at. They aren't so gray and dark and not colorful. So it's a cute figure, don't get me wrong, but it's still, I wouldn't even say that it's as cute as all these other guys. So my least favorite, the 1 out of 8, is going to have to be the Cupcake. My second least favorite, the 2 out of 8, is Toy Freddy. I'm sorry, I know that there's a lot of Toy Freddy lovers out there, but he just does not have a cool enough car. It's just a microphone. It's not interesting in the slightest. And there's nothing else to note about him. It's just Toy Freddy. So, I'm sorry, but he's near the bottom of the list. Next up is Toy Chica. 3 out of 8. Although I love her, she's great. I'm gonna keep saying that about everyone, but the cake is just not that cool. I mean, as far as I know, as far as anyone knows, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza doesn't even serve cake. So without the knowledge of that, it honestly doesn't make much sense for her to even be driving cake. She's always been associated with cupcakes, not normal cake. And also, again, like I said with Freddy earlier, I feel like it could have easily just been normal Chica instead of Toy Chica. And I've got nothing against Toy Chica, but I'd prefer to have the original crew here, you know? So that's why I'm putting Chica at the 3 out of 8. At 4 out of 8, we've got Fredbear. Although he's great and it's cool to see Fredbear merch, there's not that much to speak about, and being Fredbear is only going to get you so far. There's not much else to say about him. I do think that it's kind of weird that they have the Toy Freddy render here when Fredbear was never at a Toy Freddy location. So that's another inconsistency that kind of makes them lose points, but I can forgive them because there's no logo that I'm aware of that uses normal Freddy in this kind of sense, with this kind of logo. But I'm still gonna have to put him off to the side as the 4 out of 8. We're down to the final 4, and honestly, both the Puppet and Foxy, I like them pretty much equally in terms of their cars, but I'm going to have to say that Foxy is the 5 out of 8, because I just don't think he's as cute as the Puppet. It's as simple as that. He's adorable, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, just look at the Puppet. This is our 6 out of 8, and he's great. Excuse me. Great. He's adorable. Look at him. He's so cute, and I love both of these guys, but I have to rate Foxy lower just because he's slightly less cute, and I hate that it has to come down to that. But we're down to our final 2. Once again, I've done a lot of thinking, and between these two, there's a lot of reasons for me to like both of them. I love the details on Lolbit's car with the wires, but the idea of Exotic Butters as a car is just hilarious, so it's really hard to choose between these two, but I'm going to have to give the best in the set to Ennard. Ennard is absolutely adorable. He's got the cute hat, he's got the cute eyes. Look at him, even this creepy metal eye is adorable. And just the fact that he's driving an Exotic Butters is hilarious, and it can't top Lolbit in just a normal TV. So that's my rating. Lolbit gets 7 out of 8, and Ennard gets the perfect 8 out of 8 from this set. So yeah, that's my review of these figures, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you again in the next review, which will likely be the Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator action figures, or maybe the Pops if the action figures take too long to get me, because I did order them from Toy Wiz, and I'm not sure if I can trust Toy Wiz to get them to me on time. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to follow FNAF Alerts on Twitter for all the latest information on new toys coming for Five Nights at Freddy's, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.